And Kaikai families announced the passing of Mr. James Momodu Dao Samba Sr., commonly known as Pa Samba JMD, teacher and JP, who died on the 11th September, age 89. He is survived by his children, Teresa, Emmanuel, Jaya, Brahma, Sophie, Abukai, Konua, Jande, and Philip. Siblings Emmanuel, Moni, Patrick, Josephine, and Jande. Several cousins, nephews, nieces, grandchildren, in-laws, close friends, and other relatives at home and abroad. A vigil will take place at the St. Paul's Catholic Church at 7 p.m. and wakekeeping at the Court Barre in Pujaun, Old Town, Friday, the 10th October. The body will be laid out on Saturday, the 11th October at the Court Barre in Pujaun Town from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Funeral Mass will be held at St. Paul's Catholic Church, Pujaun Town at 11 a.m. Burial at the St. Paul's Catholic Church Cemetery, Old Town, Pujaun Town. Sympathizers may call at 28 Kane Street, Sambala Compound, Pujaun Town, or Villa number 2 OAU Village Hill Station, or call on Patrick Kaikai 076-601-722, ED Samba 076-368-103, or Josephine Samba 076-766-106. In ever-loving and affectionate memory of our dearly beloved husband, father, grandfather, brother, uncle, relative, and friend, retired Colonel Dr. Kis Kamara, a loving and caring dad, you are gone but not forgotten. Though you are no longer with us, your presence continues to linger in our hearts, as your wisdom, kindness, and legacy will forever remain as a guiding light in our lives. You are still loved, still missed, and still very dear. Rest in perfect peace with the Lord, and may light perpetual continue to shine upon you. Fondly remembered and missed by your devoted wife, Alima Kis Kamara, the children, family, and friends at home and abroad, who continue to hold you close in memory. Proverbs 10 verse 7, the memory of the righteous is a blessing. Goodbye, goodbye, and good night. The death is announced of John Nelson M. McBeatty of Johnny Paul Drive, Juba Hill, which took place on Sunday, the 21st September, age 35. He is survived by his close friend Asanato, son Mada Henry McBeatty, sisters Mrs. Lucinda Alpha in the UK, Mrs. Veronica Obre, and Mrs. Linda Cosse in the USA, brother Henry Mada McBeatty, and Reverend Peter Joseph McBeatty, several cousins, aunts, uncles, other relatives, and friends. Funeral service will take place at the Fleming Bible Church, Cold Town, Waterloo, on Tuesday, the 7th October at 2 p.m. Burial at the Kamkele Cemetery, Cold Town. Sympathizers may call on 076 361108 or 077 293030. The family announces the passing of their dear mother, sister, aunt, grandmother, Madam Judith Vincent of number 3 Main Road, Congo Town, which took place on Friday, the 26th September. Funeral arrangement will be announced later. Sympathizers may call on 076 151133. The death is announced of Mrs. Justina Kona Davis, former head teacher of St. Anthony's Infant, which occurred on the 25th of September at her residence, Ballard Street off Sykes Street, Brookfields, Freetown. Funeral arrangement would be announced later. Sympathizers may call on 088 841 049. The death is reported of Chief Nelson Kolka, Section Chief of Mamu Section, Bompe Chiefdom Rotifunk, which took place on the 13th September. He is survived by his wife Sama Kolka, children Mary Kolka, John Cho Kolka, Tommy Milton Kolka, Millicent Kolka, Maurice Kolka, Yema, Grace Kolka, Charles Kolka, and Awanatu Kolka. Brothers Batan Kolka and Albert Kolka. Sisters Mary Kolka, Musu Mabel Kolka, and Yema. Several grandchildren, nephews, nieces, cousins, aunts, uncles, close friends, and other relatives at home and abroad. The body will be conveyed to Rotifunk on Saturday, the 4th of October. Funeral service will take place on Sunday, the 5th of October at Matty's Memorial United Methodist Church, Rotifunk. Burial at the Mami Village, Bompe Chiefdom. With gratitude to God for a life well spent, the family at home and abroad announces the death of Mrs. Marie Williams of 2 Dundas Street, which took place on Monday, the 29th of September, aged 86. Funeral arrangement will be announced later. Sympathizers may call at 2 Dundas Street.
With gratitude to God for life well spent, the Board of Directors, Management and Staff of Union Trust Bank Limited announced the death of their founder and CEO, Dr. James Samfa Kuruma, which took place on Sunday, the 28th of September. Funeral arrangements will be announced later. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
Tell me what's happened. So many voices in my head, but he told me that this day will come. Tell me, have I done enough?
The 40th day ceremony for Miss Kadiatu Aisatu Jallo, who died on the 27th of August, age 30, will be held on Sunday, the 5th of October at Batiama Layout Bo at 2 p.m. The reading of the Holy Quran will take place on Saturday, the 4th of October at Batiama Layout Bo at 8 p.m. She was a state-certified midwife at King Haman Road Hospital and formerly of Adnan's Drive, Wilkinson Road. She is sadly missed by Father Mr. Abubakar Jallo of Makeni, Mother Madam Ai Ali of Bowtown, a very close friend, Dr. Daniel Sise, stepdad, Mr. Muhammad Bouani of PPSL, grandmother, Madam Awa Kamara, several uncles, aunts, cousins, close relatives, and friends at home and abroad.
And his angel of death, my time has come. Now I'm calling up, days up, they will leave me. Only this dust and silence surrounds me. These tears are falling down, but they're not.
The death is announced of Mr. Brahma Moikagbo, which took place at Cambia on Friday, the 26th September, age 51. He was an SMS crop officer at the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security of Mile 13, White Container Peninsula Road. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Aisata Farama Kagbo, and children Fatmata Makab Braimatu Kagbo and Razi Mariama Braimatu Kagbo. Stepmother Mrs. Ai Kagbo, several brothers, sisters, and other relatives at Samaya Bendugu, Tonkolili district, workmates and friends at home and abroad. He has already been buried. Sympathizers may call on mobile numbers 078 138040 or 076 73 0954 or visit his former residence at Mile 13, White Container Peninsula.
I'm so confused. Tell me what's happened. So many voices in my head, but he told me
the wife, Reverend Anna Sise, children Abraham, Irene, the Victory family, Sise, Robert, Kuruma, Kamara, Dele, and the entire body of Christ and Christian organizations mourn the first death anniversary of the late General Overseer of the Victory Fellowship Church, Reverend Musa F. Sise, who died on the 2nd of October 2024. Time flies fast. Life goes on at its own pace, but some memories can never be forgotten or erased from the minds of the dearest ones. You will always remain in our thoughts, friends, nationally and internationally.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine.
The death is reported of Mrs. Alicia Loveta Kuruma, which took place on Sunday, the 28th of September. She is survived by her husband, Mr. Tijan Kuruma, mother, Victoria Addin in England. Funeral arrangement to be announced later. Sympathizers may call at Leopard Il Phonema Godrich or call on mobile number 075 479 769.
My Savior all the day long.
Here's how to send money overseas using AfriMoney and BNB. Dial *161#. Select option 1. Go to option 6 for overseas money. Press 1 for BNB. You'll see the list of countries you can send to. Enter receiver's full name. Enter the receiver's phone number. Enter the amount you want to send. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your transaction. Terms and conditions applied.
Eh, 5 good years. This celebration go be grand. Fumble them. Dofa don 5 years old. And because of that, then Gladi get for be big and boku. And to know say, Dofa can make them granny them beauty contest where they can call Miss Old is Gold. Miss Old is Gold Volume 5. Go be na City Hall, Wallace Johnson Street. Saturday, October 11, 2025. And you go begin 4:30 sharp. Come support you, your favorite granny. I say ticket price now 100 leon ordinary. Patron 300 leon. leon. Don VIP na 1,000 leon. The Wontoni Organization for the Aged, DOFA for short. Wale all man no say old age not to sickness. So now that's make you for camp and dismiss Old is Gold Volume 5 and support you young granny of the year. DOFA, the Wontoni Organization for the Aged.
People in the party.
3 countries, 1 house, a dream prize that changes everything. Welcome to House of Stars, Season 3. Every move counts. Every glance tells a story. This is no ordinary house. It's a battlefield of ambition. Here, trust is currency, and betrayal is always one step away. This season, the stakes are higher. One winner will walk away with a brand new 3-bedroom duplex house, a car, $10,000 US in cash. Audition forms available from now. You can get your audition form at King's Empire Hotel, 81 Lavuma Beach, Godrich. Live show starts 16th November 2025. Play nice or play dirty. Just make sure you're playing to win. They'll compete, they'll clash, and only one will become the star.
Me, for can go na junction for go buy EDSA credit. It want more than
say you want for go na street. Because the last EDSA credit wey me buy na ya asidon wey I buy am.
This one hard for believe.
Na true. Dial star 363 hash with QCell and tell me what it say.
It say buy Q power, get last 3 tokens, register meter and exit.
Easy?
But I no get QCell more.
Na make am sweet and easy. Just top up your QCell and buy EDSA credit. No mobile money, no problem. It will be one day na salute.
Okay.
Pass with QCell.
Make a try am. Yes, use your QCell top up and buy EDSA Lite anytime, anytime. Just dial star 363 hash and follow the instructions. Make sure say you register your meter number before you continue.
For more information, dial 111. Terms and conditions apply. QCell, Salon Pride.
Hi everyone, my name is Doreen Barry. I'm the founder and CEO of the Wontoni Organization for the Aged DOFA. Today, DOFA they celebrate 5 years since this organization was set up 5 years ago. We not just they celebrate 5 years, but they celebrate 5 years of impacting lives of all people in the country. We they celebrate 5 years of changing the narrative as to how people used to think about old people in the country. This celebration not just for DOFA alone, but one for tell thank you to all the sponsors, the partners them, whether they support DOFA for ensure say we give all people a dignified life in the country. As an organization where they cater for the welfare and dignity of all people in the country, we glad if make una know say within these 5 years, DOFA don't do in terms of impacting the lives of all people na Freetown, na Kono, na Kenema, na Makeni, na Bo, na Putloko, and even Lungi for ensure say all people themselves get a better life. Through this advocacy and support what they do, and the support from people them we believe say them for give back to all people na the country, we don't able for build houses for homeless aged, we don't put together toilet facility for all people them we not get decent site for use toilet facility. We don't provide food for old people. We dey do free lunch every third Thursday in the month for ensure say old people and get things them for eat. We dey also do free medical checkup and breakfast every first Wednesday in the month. We dey do free legal services for old people when they seize advantage on. We dey also ensure say we do a lot of activities them for keep old people themselves active and also let themselves get something where they engage on so that themselves will feel part of the society. As an organization, we believe say the elderly themselves need for be looked after and also themselves forget a better place in the society where themselves go know say that we don't work so hard and this should be a payback time. One for take the opportunity to appreciate everybody who don't be part of this organization. We not just they give out support, but we also they reach out to institutions them for partner with them. The one recent one we'll partner with na here Sierra Leone, and also we don't partner with different institutions them, signing an MOU with them when a Human Rights Commission, Legal Aid Board, and other institutions them just for let the old people themselves feel belong to society. As today with the mark 5 years celebration as an organization, one for thank everybody, the team, the board, the elders council, everybody. We partners them, we sponsors them, we every month, every time, then they always give back to the organization. One for appreciate una. But also one for take the opportunity for call on His Excellency the President and in government for let them ensure say them prioritize the issue of old people in the country. Then people here don't work so hard for this country, and this should be a payback time. And we believe say as an organization, if the government put hands on deck for let we all work together, we'll be able to impact more lives of old people in the country. Today, do for 5 years, and we want to assure the people them in the country and out of Salon say this organization is going to be sustainable. And this organization are an organization we're purely supported by Sierra Leoneans them in and out of the country. So one for assure una say and also tell una say this na a case study in terms of organization when a Salon people them don't give their all for ensure say they change lives of old people in the country. Once more, I want to tell everybody Boku thank you, and I want to take the opportunity also for celebrate the old people them because this na the month whilst they celebrate 5 years, we also celebrate the lives and the contribution of old people in the country. Remember say old is gold. Join on with Dofa that will make Salon be a better place for everybody. One day you self get forget old, and if you self get forget old, you need to do something now where you go do so that tomorrow when you get old, you go be proud of yourself and you will know so you don't make a huge contribution in society. Old is gold.
Salon, now we continue. Sweet Salon, now we for try for build this country.
It is that time of the year again for the Global Spelling Bee in Dubai and the African Spelling Bee in Zimbabwe in October 2025 and March 2026 respectively. That is why ICBAI Sierra Leone Spelling Bee, in collaboration with Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education and other partners, is requesting sponsorship to enable participants to represent Sierra Leone in these two championships, as education remains key to President Biya's Big Five changes. ICBAI remains committed to inclusive and early child education through Spelling Bee. ICBAI Spelling Bee, the Global Award winner 2022-2024, the Best Speaking Program na Salon. For more information, contact us on 079 717762 or 078 186607. Sponsors: NATCA, New Brookfield Hotel, Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, Bank of Sierra Leone, Leon Rock, UTB, UNICEF, Local Commercial Bank, Plan International, SLBC, and Sky Radio.
Salon, now we continue. Sweet Salon, now we for try.
famous. Nothing on the pressure me. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. No, 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 no. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. All kinds in a life me I don't see. All kinds of blood jabla me is no yeri. No kind of that day where we no don't claim. No kind of a day where we no don't name. I cannot kill myself. I can only do my best. If I kill it I get. If you know once now for left. I cannot kill myself. I will only do my best. If I kill it I get. If you know once now for left. Nothing on the pressure me. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. No, 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 no. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. Feeling in my heart, feeling in my soul. I just wanna let you know, hey God, not to let you there. Where any after man go they worry, any after man go they wonder. Something must kill a man. Whether you let come or you don't let. Alex soldier go soldier come. Only gone they left no barracks. As long as me and me baby there, now she. I know the world he wants money there for to nothing on the pressure me. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing on the pressure me. No, 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 no. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. I cannot kill myself. I can only do my best. If I kill it, I get. If you know once now for left. I cannot kill myself. I will only do my best. If I kill it, I get. If you know once now for left.
One eye no be rude guy, so you know I'm a rude guy. Yourself, you're a rude girl. When you move to the rhythm, oh my heart just sitting green. Call me into your room now, make I show you what I deliver. Oh my chocolate, chocolate, chocolate skin girl, a chocolate skin girl. Oh my chocolate, chocolate, chocolate skin girl, a chocolate skin girl. Feel like Coca-Cola, taste like Fanta. Okay, your booty just too juicy. Give me something where you go cool my temper. My body too hot like a
shorty so bad, she's an ebony. She love the way I rub on her melanin. Ecstasy, give me different kind of energy.
She gon' overdose on my sugar cane. I'm down for making love. 60 rounds in my gun, then I make it pop. Mr. Candyman, I take you to the candy shop. Give me chocolate, I know you want my lollipop, yeah. Oh, the waistline, roll down your waistline. Show me now your type of behind. Jelly so sweet and delicious. Addicted, might need a return.
Oh, the waistline, roll down your waistline. Show me now your type of behind. Jelly so sweet and delicious. Oh my chocolate, skin girl. A chocolate skin girl. Oh my chocolate skin girl. A chocolate skin girl. Sweet like Coca-Cola, taste like Fanta. Get your booty just to juicy. Give me something where you go cool my temper.
Rap
body too hot like this.
Come with the Henny and the Jack down, everybody locked down. For the way she done run town. She done sweep me like Poyo from upline. She done freak me like say I don't cook fine. She sabi connect to me bloodline. Oh wow, that's just a great sign. She no get star, she from uptown. Did you get class? She from Cape Mount. Next door, close to Freetown. I saw the baby then just the wrong town. From Kamakuya straight to Freetown. One girl that work for the big down. She got a big bomb. She drop it like Hiroshima. I didn't know she's a time bomb. Hands down to her bum bum. She got me speaking tongue like she can lick it down.
Chocolate skin girl. A chocolate skin girl. Oh my chocolate skin girl. A chocolate skin girl. Sweet like Coca-Cola, taste like Fanta. Get your booty just to juicy. Give me something where you go cool my temper. My body too hot like this.
As long as I not die. Martin B, it's blink in the mood.
Twice eyes on the mix.
Yeah. Baby, they bust me brain now. Now you the ginger me. It's all like they insane no. It's all like say I smoke tambi. Give me love, oh, give me love, oh. Give me love, oh, baby. Show me love, oh, show me love, oh. Show me love, oh, baby. Anything you want, I go buy 'em. I go buy shoes and design 'em. We go kick 'em like a final. The devil want try, we go bind 'em. Give me love, oh, give me love, oh. Give me love, oh, baby. Show me love, oh, show me love, oh. Show me love, oh, baby.
Baby, you make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
You make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
Baby, you make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
You make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
Me beautiful queen, me I love you. No go do anything, me go wrong you. You know you my love, you my boo boo. Say baby so nice, how I do you? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And baby girl too funky. And you know they pan junkie. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Say 1 time, 2 time, 3 now you. The love where I get no to think and true. You know the woman of my life and me dream come true. Anything where you want to go pin pan you. Me no ever see you with another man. If you know them call me criminal. Them say be a bad, me no animal. I no go marry you, I just say waste time. Baby, you make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
You make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
Baby, you make me mind they play like
da 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 da.
You make me mind they play like
da 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 da. My girl, say now you be the one where they light up my world. Oh na 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 na. Cause you be the one where they give me love. When you give me a kiss, make I feel above. Baby too fresh, and I miss you all. I go love you till the end of the world. Anything you want, I go buy 'em. I go buy shoes and design 'em. We go kick 'em like a final. The devil want try, we go bind 'em. Give me love, oh, give me love, oh. Give me love, oh, baby. Show me love, oh, show me love, oh. Show me love, oh, baby.
Baby, you make me mind they play like da 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 da. You make me mind they play like da 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 da. Baby, you make me mind they play like da 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 da. You make me mind they play like da 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 da. How we come? That's how we dey go. How we come? That's how we dey go. We no be no make you know. We no be no make you know. How we come? That's how we dey go. How we come? That's how we dey go. We no be no make you know. We no be no make you know. Poverty fights, na long life we na more. Poverty fights, na long life we na more. If your family gets no help you, no envy them more. If your family gets no help you, no envy them more. Now so we lose steady bongo, unexpected, he die. Now so we lose King Masco, unexpected, oh yeah. Now so we lose Mosige Fadika, unexpected. Hey. Now so we lose Amarakaba, unexpected. How we come? That's how we dey go. How we come? That's how we dey go. We no be no make you know. We no be no make you know. How we come? That's how we dey go. How we come? That's how we dey go. We no be no make you know. We no be no make you know. We come by hand, we go by hand. You get you plan, yes I get me plan. I see you plan, you see me plan. Because of promotion, you kill your brother. Because of promotion, you kill your sister. Where the hour reach, you go see God in power. Where the hour reach, you go see God in fire. Relax, relax. How we come? That's how we dey go. How we come? That's how we dey go. We no be no make you know. We no be no make you know. How we come? That's how we dey go. How we come? That's how we dey go. We no be no make you know. We no be no make you know. I tell you, me brother, property fights. This one they leave me brother. Come on, world. We just don't forget borders. We focus for the kill brothers and sisters them. Holy Ghost fire, fire the wicked one them. We don't want to see your money for prosper. Shwa! Property. I try to close my heart from loving, but love is always playing tricks on me. This girl really, really loving me, but she out here lacking, and everybody all around me tell me different things about her. Can't really believe in what they told me until I saw it with my own eyes. They be like, oh my days, she didn't love me when I didn't feel like the waste. Oh my days, girl, I love the way you wind your waist. Oh man, girl, you make me crazy.
boyfriend in this moment. I just want to see where this night goes. And I could be a Timuko. No mama. No need no meeting. But the jail is shaka. Stick around. Cheer for the one, miss is for the guys, cause everybody passes around. Don't go bang on the young guy, juggy soon. I guess it's my turn right now. Just needs to get sent back to the streets where she belong.
When it comes to love, she know how to do it. When it comes to mine, she always approve it. She never let me down like Jesus love Mary. She always hold me down with Basayama and Gravy. My cold ginger wine, she the talk of the city. The money coming now, you can see her stacking it. The way she do the wine, the way she do the cacking it. She never fall for one, she always my been
Girl, I wanna have you tonight, but make sure you don't stick around. Cheer for the one, miss is for the guys, cause everybody passes around. Don't go bang on the young guy, juggy soon. I guess it's my turn right now. Just needs to get sent back to the streets where she belong. Magic. Oh yeah. Now you be safe and not get money. Me not so you party. You see I will let Congolese. Oh no, say me not nobody. You say me something na kowata, and me salad na dry carry. I make a try for change me position. So one day you go call on me, Mr. Money. No hesitate, cause I get money. I get 3 billion now overseas. If you shake body, I go spray money. I said this that true story. If money not there, you not get money. They make me say for they change position. So what did they go call on me? Call on me. Call on me.
Say me I know say, me best friend can be me worst enemy. Say me I know say, the people where I like na them go they jump for. Me mama be tell me say, na poor man they can turn to butter. I'm not born for suffer. I go enjoy myself and scatter the dollar. Big for you don't get money. Nigga don't get money. Salon DJ then get money. If you need money, make it call on me.
Call on me, Mr. Money. No hesitate, cause I get money. I get 3 billion now overseas. You shake body, I go spray money. I say this that true story. If money not there, you not get money. They make me say but they change position. So what they never call on me. Yeah, call on me. Call on me. Yeah, call on me.
Put me enemies on lockdown. Give them bell out and lock mouth. Gif and G, I don't give them bench. Give them fire for fire. This life is a story. Everybody gets young. I don't make a once I'm not keep forcing. They must call on me.
Call on me, Mr. Money. No hesitate, cause I get money. I get 3 billion now overseas. If you shake body, I go spray money. I said this that true story. If money not there, you not get money. They make me say but they change position. So one day they go call on me.
I go make you smell like dollar, oh.
Call on me.
I go play you like a baller, oh.
Call on me.
I want press you like a button, oh.
Call on me.
I want spoil you like two-way routine, oh.
Call on me. Yeah.
Alman on the mix.
Call on me. Call on me. Call on me.
I'm the rap king. Reality. AC, V-Flex, I've been the rap king. Reality, baby, I'm far away from you. I know I'll be coming back, but it was when I couldn't make a choice. If we stay or not, yeah. What we reap is what we sow, and
Enemies, they got to know. This the price we got to pay. Cause we all want love, love. Could you be loved? Oh, just love me, oh God. That's what I know. Take away the fear. I say my story to the world, been a chance to sing my song. And I be struggling and believing that one day we make it true. I seek it for fair, what for me will see my fate. The Africa here, we all know the government's pay. Someday good, someday bad. Besuluku. When I believe in a most high, one day we make it true. Baby, I'm far away from you, I know I'll be coming back. But it was when I couldn't make a choice. I was struggling to make it my way. What we reap is what we sow. Enemies, they got to know. This the price we got to pay. Because we all want love.
Going far away, but you gotta keep the faith. You're damn when I move, thank you for my first kid. Better days in the way, just for us, Joe make a way. So you gotta keep the faith. You'll find a while, find this blessing. The storm is over, forget about the stressing. Amen, forget about the stressing. When there was nothing, she still call me honey. Laugh without you, I'm feeling so funny. Laugh without you, I miss my corny. Flexing the hook, we keep the fire burning. Found girl that you are admiring. Found girl, you deserve my diamond ring. Found girl that you are admire. Reality, you deserve my diamond ring. AC.
Baby, I'm far away from you, I know I'll be coming back. But it was when I couldn't make a choice. I was struggling to make it my way. What we reap is what we sow. Enemies, they got to know. This the price we got to pay. Because we all want love, love.
You're my true love. Sijali the distance, na come back to you, believe me my baby. Love in my veins, affairs of the heart. Usijali za mta, wataongea tu za hatuachani, wabaki na mshangao. My beautiful, sexy angel of my life. How deep is your love? Depending shall dive. I put a ring on it, baby be my wife. I love you, I love you, I love you. See maybe I marry you, family we go be. Nikupeleke Kenya, Nairobi. Usi play hard to get, baby let it be. You're the
far
queen.
away from you, I know I'll be coming back. But it was when I couldn't make a choice. If to stay or not, yeah. What we reap is what we sow. Enemies, they got to know. This the price we got to pay. Because we all want love, love.
Mama come Konga Nyanga Yakakuwa gonga Foninge nyanga
Bash on the beat.
Awale muli Wale nyogama Mwabye mudo liva sole Nyamya go piega Benya manyanga tuluiga Doli jung konga tibenga Zaibine manga DJ adenga Bash pande biti de lega Momu bi momu bedo legale Ale nyama sagu mavale Nyimi nyama gabi nisakali Yedu ijinya huka sabali Amaga klekle Fonige fogwile depo Konga tawunda talopong Nyanga tawe mabotia jonjo Muli Wale muli Wale nyogama Mwabye mudo liva sole Nyamya go piega Benya manyanga tuluiga Doli jung konga tibenga Zaibine maga DJ adenga Muli Wale Wale nyogama Mwabye mudo liva sole Nyamya go piega Benya manyanga tuluiga Doli jung konga tibenga Zaibine maga DJ adenga Gimme that you kata kumbe Nagibata yeri kumbe Now babo de no de tere Okada jiabia himya mapiele We take control them Give me Gia take control them We take control them Give me Gia take control them Banunga baby Brazil de ka amu baby Bigu buloko biahu Sebo jimi nigo do po wahu Bigu buloko biahu Sebo jimi nigo do po wahu We take control them Give me Gia take control them Muli Wale muli Wale nyogama Mwabye mudo liva sole
Nyamya go piega, Benya Manyanga Tuluiga, Doli Jung Ponga Tbenga, Saibine Maga DJ Adenga. Mully, Wale Mully, Mully, Wale Nyogama, Mwabye Mudo Liva Sole. Nyamya go piega, Benya Manyanga Tuluiga, Doli Jung Ponga Tbenga, Saibine Maga DJ Adenga.
It's Bash on the beat.
Gentleman, then go talk about you. You na poor man, then go talk about you. Any side you take, then go talk about you. Any side you go, then go talk about you. Whoa, then go talk about you. Whoa,
day for well, if you don't take and tell. Any news where they spread, now you they care. When you go blow up and then style ya so, you know they grow and it's done they go. You see Caddy, Alex and Marie, just because they agree. You know King Gladys, and fuck well you sabi. Instead of you for they settle problem, but now you they go back and they cause them. And when this you talk go stop. While you they talk, me they walk, me walk. And time done they tick round the clock. I don't know why you like Baku talk. And when this you talk go stop. While you they talk, me they walk, me walk. And time done they tick round the clock. When I get for succeed, now them back he go shock.
Now them go shock. The water side deep music don't dog. Then get enough for talk. But me yo nine them put stand and see months. This month is a month. You know go stop out with jam fat talk. I make them value the best network just for the bulk who talk.
No problem. Bagi don't give up.
But how for do lele muna dem boku. For take you talk go in heart for do. You just a well boku talk. Take you tell boku talk. CNN boku talk.
And when this you talk go stop. While you they talk, me they walk, me walk. And time done they tick round the clock. I don't know why you like Baku talk. And when this you talk go stop. While you they talk, me they walk, me walk. And time done they tick round the clock. When I get for succeed, now them back he go show.
Okay. Girl, I want me a ghetto. I say no pull and pa me. Nice sabi make me sweat so. Baby, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No, I say no pull and pa me. No, I say no pull and pa me. Baby, no pull and pa me. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull up. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull and pa me. Oh yo, yo. For me, baby, yo. Don't let me go. See, okay, see. Now you sabi pretty fata. I mean no more, sabi pretty fata. I gotta give you good loving, pretty fata. I say no worry, baby girl, tell me what's the matter. Say wanna money, wanna night every night and day. I give you good loving every night and day. Wanna money, wanna night every night and day. I give you good loving every night and day. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me, no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull up. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull and pa me. Girl, you love inside me. You dey burn like a fire. I go love you forever. I no go tire. If you pull and pa me, you go pinch like a plier. I for you sake make so. We dey sing like a choir. You sabi for ziggy ziggy zo, ziggy zo. Every night you dey gimme more, gimme more. You sabi for ziggy ziggy zo, ziggy zo. Every night you dey gimme more. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me, no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull up. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me, no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull and pa me. Girl, I want me a ghetto. I say no pull and pa me. Nice sabi make me sweat so. Baby, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No,
I say no pull and pa me. No, I say no pull and pa me. Baby, no pull and pa me. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull up. I say no pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. I say no pull and pa me. No pull up, no pull up, no pull and pa me. Baby, but no pull and pa me. I'm a banker. I'm a banker.
Yeah. I'm a banker. Girl picking wahala. Girl picking stress. It's a miser. No give up. Girl picking, no give up. Focus, focus, focus. No give up. Girl picking, no give up. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Hey, y'all picking for better. 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 You can be doctor, lawyer, mechanic. Go for a dream, no panic. Show the world, say yourself can do it with positive mind and habits. If you never land book, well land walk. Be the backbone, no you man broke. If you hand the guy, make you hand soak. And pray so God make the plan work. Left the bad paddy, the alcohol, the chilling and the shisha. Also pay, fully family pa money. Left for waste to tell me sister. No give up. Y'all picking, no give up. Focus, focus, focus. No give up. Y'all picking, no give up. Patient, patient, patient. Hey, y'all picking for better. 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 Listen, yeah. Know what your family background is here, then watch your side they go. No excuse, just make them move. Not give up, cause you never know. Respect yourself. I'm talking about self-respect. Even though we all the fed forget. Not put yourself side, go wreck yourself. My sister check yourself, if help not there, for help yourself. Take on the wrong and correct yourself. If line not there, well connect yourself. No condition is permanent. Myself now one of the evidence. Beauty mixed with intelligence. Y'all picking self for the relevant. Not give up. Y'all picking, not give up. Focus, focus, focus. Not give up. Y'all picking, not give up. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Hey. Y'all picking for better. 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 Yeah. Shout out to all the organization them where they empower girl picking them. One love. It's a miser.
Under the leadership of the President, His Excellency Dr. Julius Madabio, the HCD Presidential Delivery Units, Office of the President, they bring this message for the all man who says Salon don't get own human capital development strategy. Stand alone strategy for all and with two hands.
HCD, now the key for we nation. And we want the people, make them build up in education. So that the skill go grow and the knowledge go expand. Then leadership go rise up and then talent go they stand. Yeah. Performance aligned with the goal we set. Innovation go the flow with no regrets. Invest in the people at the real foundation. Human capital they drive the transformation.
The only way where we go grow. The only way where this country go before. The only way where we go grow. The only way where we country go better. Human capital development strategy. Now we lifeline. Human capital development strategy. Now we lifeline. Human capital development strategy. Now we lifeline. Human capital development strategy. Now we lifeline.
Afumamino, Tilamino, Marinumbo, Tilamino. A human capital development strategy. I'm Putoyantilaye. Titan, Sita Kyote, Maranesu, Karamaranem Tofi.
Kohino, Imatakala Apa. For every heart, for every place, we stand Kirigba. If I all you and you all me,
it's a lie.
Because I'm Kuruba.
Yeah, I will know. Your borders, yeah, I.
human capital development. Mo wala inabiyaga ilang Kenema kono. Amo ya go ya, yeah. Aulo message ma, mada kwe ya. Come we go, baby go, because Benya de go, madam ya. Free education, madam ya. What it be like till kono? What it be like till watalo? Mada kwe ya, yeah.
Now human capital development strategy for secure with future. Human capital development strategy. We go make we country grow. Nice standalone strategy. We go make we country grow. Nice standalone strategy. Human capital development strategy. Human capital development strategy. Now for secure with future. And a strategic approach. We go impact skills and knowledge. We got to know it's a standalone strategy. Nice standalone strategy. And the focus now for investing people, for drive growth, innovation, and productivity. And that's they provide opportunities for we. That's now skill building, upskilling, reskilling. How you got the feeling?
Education and capacity building for the country better one. In the impact, knowledge and critical thinking and problem solving abilities. With presidents, the wise man with vision and innovation. He know exactly what we need.
Now human capital development strategy for secure with future. Human capital development.
And welcome to another edition of Slbc. So you can send it your text message on the number you see on the screen, or you can visit our Facebook page. And I am your presenter, Umar El Mansari. And of course, viewers, I'm not new in the studio. I have my brilliant and academic gurus that will try to deliberate on this particular topic, which is education and skills development. They will try to introduce themselves.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Alpha Sanoba.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Mohamed Jane.
Good morning, viewers. I'm Dennis Johnson.
Okay, thank you, guys. Of course, viewers, the topic is really important. For my panelists, what do you understand about this this unique topic? Education and skills development. What do you understand about that?
So I think that is a very important topic. The underpinning idea that I understand from that is to discuss the relationship between education itself as a concept and skills development. And I think one of the areas where we used to get it wrong, but we are now getting it right.
Yes,
is where we try to cultivate the culture in young people to just focus on the educative aspects, to just focus on education, especially formal education, and leave the aspects of skills development, developing valuable skills, which are very important, especially in the present day and age. So I think the topic this morning is one that is very timely, it's very significant, and it will allow us to digress with a lot of insights into the relationship between education and the development of skills.
Okay, Mr. Jenny.
So for me, education and skill, it is a very crucial topic that this 21st century that we are living in, that countries have started to accept this idea, because education and skills development, they are symbiosis in this 21st century. They align together, because it's very much important when you are giving a definition of education, there is skills in there. So it is good for a country to embark education and skills development. It will help to provide sustainable development, because actually Africa, as a case study, we are actually missing the point, especially in Sierra Leone, the country that we are in. The level of education that we are in, it's very much important that we embark in skills development and implement new ideas and tech innovation ideas in schools. Now, not about Olawago School, I was doing a research, Japan, we didn't get from nursery. From nursery, what they do, where they go to school, not to go learn book, but then they teach you skills works, carpenter, graphic design, where in a small beginning they teach you how for cross skills, all of them things, and so it is say it provides sustainable development of that particular country. So I think there are a lot of discussion that we are going to embark on, but then it's the government now.
Good morning again. Education is a process of absorbing theoretical part, also the practical side of it. I can attend a school or university, I can gain knowledge, and at the same time do the practical part of it, you know. That makes up a great process of education.
Okay, so what is the importance of the skills development? How can skills development is important to our lives?
Skills are very important. They play a good role in the workforce.
How?
Yeah. How? Okay, let's take for example now. As a graduate in banking, right? Or in accounting, you always got the foundation, right? Now you need the skill to pursue the example like the computer skills, which is it's a very common skills now for most graduates, in the workforce.
So, Mr. Janet, how skills development is important?
So, to me, first to start with, it's very, very much important for all of us as a nation, especially students, pupils, to embark in skills development, because we are talking about your personal growth. But we need to go to the drawing table and ask ourselves questions and implement comprehensive policies in our educational system. That they are very, very much important. Now, for instance, most university students, they don't have much idea even about computer software or hardware, even for play with computer. But that is why I said that if we embark in skills development, then we are going to get it right, because we are talking about your personal growth. After university, there are a lot of things. I'm having a friend in Nigeria. She studied international relations. She told me that 25 years of age, now she has gotten her first degree. She's saying that there is no job in Nigeria because of the huge amounts of population. But when you embark in skills development, for instance, our brother is an example. At times when we are in this forum, creating a lot of innovative ideas, by that someone can see it and someone can employ you. That is a self-employment for yourself. You can even, for instance, person can say, "Well, I want to make an advertisement for me or a flyer for me." That is what an employment. Even if you don't get job, you can get into that, it generates income. But what about we will not get their idea, because this is a digital age right now with the in. You find it very difficult if you don't get job. How they will earn money? So in this 21st century, for me, I can always talk as like a mistake, because like I don't lose a job per day. They ask me say, waiting on some of these skills, I be computer. I say no. So immediately I lost the job because of the idea where I not get. So I think as a although I been get the qualification, I been do me diploma and a diploma and they ask for. The person I just certificate in do. So you see the importance until we implement them things in our university and also at the primary level, because we are already missing the point. But we need to start it at the primary level for us to get it right.
Okay. Yes.
And another thing about skills, excuse me, skills can be marketable, non-marketable. We can use skills in our daily lives without making money. For example, you knocking your tie is a skill. You being disciplined is a skill. Self-control is a skill. Even brushing out your teeth or your tooth is a skill also. And then we have skills that are marketable. Can be marketable.
Yes.
You being a public speaker, you being a computer literate, and a lot of them. So many skills here.
Yeah, so in fact I think that is a very significant point that Dennis has raised, because it is important that we understand that when we talk about skill or skills, it is not only limited to being literate in computer technology, like knowing how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, or being very literate in the technological sciences. It also involves having skill, a very specific type of skill in your individual career. Now, of course, one thing that I believe in is the fact that the most sustainable type of success is the success that is based on your own skill, your own individual or personal skills, the skills that you have developed within yourself. Now, for example, for us in the legal field, the most important skill, I may say, is the skill of advocacy, to be able to talk, because one of the most significant aspects of the trade is being able to deliver in a very cohesive manner, in a very understandable manner, and in a manner that garners the interest of people, whether you are in a courtroom, whether you are having a conversation with your clients, whether you are advocating for your clients. Now, at the university or at the law school, you are not taught how to be a good advocate. What you are taught instead is what the law obtains. For example, they will teach you about criminal law, they will teach you about civil law, they will teach you about criminal procedure, civil procedure, and the likes. But in as much as at law school we have a module called advocacy, but then when it comes to the actual advocacy itself, possessing the skill, you are not taught that it's something that you have to develop within yourself. It takes that individual, that personal practice, and that is where skill come about. The time you take in investing into developing a particular skill determines the extent to which you are going to master that skill, and that also informs where that particular skill is going to take you. Now, the better advocate you are, the better that advocacy will bring something very valuable to you. In the legal profession, for example, if you go to a courtroom now, let's say you're a client, you're looking for a lawyer to employ. If you are listening to all the lawyers, you would be more attracted to the good advocates. Even if that person is not a good writer, even if that person is not so much of a good lawyer, but for the fact that the person can deliver in a manner that attracts you, that in itself would inform you that this is the lawyer that I want to handle my case. So that this means that the amount of effort and the amount of time that you put into developing your skill determines the extent to which that skill is going to be valuable to you or valuable in your life, and that in itself reflects the importance of skill development, because each and every individual skill that you develop, it's not just about having that skill, it's the consistent development of that particular skill. Because of course you may tell yourself that you're a good advocate, but then it takes practice. You have to be constantly practicing the art of advocacy.
Okay. Barrister, when we were in school, our teachers normally told us that education is the key to success. That if you are not an educational elite, you cannot reach at that peak, or you cannot become a wealthy somebody. So what is your take on that?
So I think, to be very honest with you, I think that is a very cliche idea. Of course, whilst I was in primary school, junior secondary school, yes, we used to hold the opinion that education is the key to success. In fact, we had songs that we sing where we tell ourselves, that teachers tell us that education is the key to success. But then it's understandable that they will present this idea to you, and the reason for that is because as a young person, especially as a child coming up, it is very important that you focus on education, that's going to school, and at the end of the day, from primary school going to secondary school. So that is why they tell you that education is the key to success. So you have something to hold on to. You tell yourself that I'm going to school because I want to succeed. But in the moment you come to senior high school, or you enter university, you start to understand that yes, education is important, but it's not really the key to success. The key to success depends on how best you are able to empower yourself in the area that you are in. Now, of course, that might very much be your educational pathway, but then it does not exclude the skills that you undertake, the skills that you set out to possess. It doesn't exclude that personal or individual development. I can name a lot of people out there who are millionaires, billionaires in dollars that do not have formal education. For example, in the Fula community. In the Fula community, we have some of the richest people in this country are Fulas.
Yes.
But then if you ask most of these people to even spell their name in the English alphabet, they cannot do that. But then some of these people are the richest people. So would you say that if that person did not have education, would they not have been that successful? So I think that whole idea, it's a very cliche idea. And as much as education is very, very important, formal education is very important, I do not think that it's the absolute key to success.
Yes, Mr. Dennis, what do you say to this?
So, to me, okay. I think we should try to differentiate the difference between education, success, and then financial gain. Because someone can be very, someone can be very rich and then I still be useless with the ease of our life. You understand? Education. So I used to say nothing about you sitting in the classroom getting a diploma or degree, because most people have gone through that process, but they're still finding their way out in life. I believe it's how you package your life. Thank you, people like you see. I pray you can see the room program, right? So it's how you package your life. And in terms of success, I think the impact will, based on how you package yourself, it can be maybe through your skills or academics. Each and everyone has his or her own pathway in life, but most of the time we usually mistake success for financial gain.
Yes.
I would say success is kind of related with the impact you make. Yes. Even you might be an average person financially, right? But the impact tells a lot, because I know a lot of people who are very rich with cars and houses, but they are useless with their lives, understand? And then how you package yourself, whether you're a graduate or non-graduate. You have people who are not graduate, right? They package themselves because they know their purpose, right? And they know how to put themselves together and put their skills together. And in life, no matter where you come from, make sure you have something, you have values that you uphold.
Sure.
Because even with your degree or certificate, you must have values, because anything can happen. You understand? Because life is very unpredictable. I used to tell myself, even if I have PhD or have masters, I still need to uphold my values. So that's my own take on it.
Okay,
yes, quickly before you come in on this whole idea of success, Dennis, you're on fire this morning. I think that is also another very, very brilliant idea, a very brilliant point that he raised, the aspects of success. What I think is success is actually subjective. Now, for example, you may refer to someone as a successful businessman. Now that depends on how far you have gone in that particular adventure. in the area of business.
Sure.
But then would you say that that person is a successful scientist? So I think I'm not expecting you to answer the question. It's just to polish the idea that success is actually a subjective idea, a subjective phenomenon. It depends on your area of interest or what you set out to achieve and the extent to which you have actually achieved that particular thing. Now, if you are someone that wants to be an academic, you will go through your formal education, and the extent of your success, the extent at which you go in acquiring education will determine whether or not you're a successful academic. For example, if you've had your master's, your PhD, you'll say this is a very successful person because you hold a PhD, you're a doctor, you have a doctorate. So I think we must also bear that in mind, that success itself is very subjective.
Excuse me, please. Yeah, education is the most. I'm not against you. It's a most, of course, because it's the foundation for you to evolve in the world out there, the workforce. But I want to ask a question. If I'm a politician, right? I'm wealthy, I'm rich, and then I go in for position and I fail 4 times, I won't say 5 times. Am I a successful person, even with the riches I have?
In your political career?
Yeah, I was like, I'm wealthy, but I'm aiming for a particular position. But I failed 5 times. Am I considered a successful person still?
In your political career, political career,
yes,
a failure towards that because you didn't achieve that particular aim.
But you have when in your whatever for me success, for instance, you one way inside politics, you don't aspire for so many say don't become fail, then you know when you gain. That is not a success in your political career.
In fact, I think that reflects the whole idea of success being subjective. Now, of course, you may be a very rich man, you have money. Yes, generally you are a successful man. But then you are not a successful politician. Because what makes you a successful politician is how far you're able to go in politics. Now, if it is politics, in fact, that gave you all the wealth that you have, then that's be slightly debatable.
For me, I think I can have like 1 million euros in my bag, and then I don't consider myself a successful person until I put the money in good use. That will make me successful.
Yeah, sure.
That's my own philosophy.
Okay, then that is your own philosophy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, can a skill development can reduce unemployment?
Skill will reduce
development. Yes, can reduce unemployment.
Of course. Yeah. You see, now this ability for talk until we embark in skill and invest in skill developments that they change the narrative of a particular country. Do research. We go now to do research. I was doing a lot of research. Check and statistics about countries that we embark in skill development. How you see the rate of unemployment of youth. Mind me, when you earn a skill, it is an individual. That is a self-employment. You don't provide job for yourself.
Sure.
And you come on after you graduate, you wait because of the office them. One thing that affects Africa, everybody want to work in an office. And that's the maker like the line is long. Just for instance what my brother was saying, we have different types of skills. Sometimes every government embark in entrepreneurship. We have a lot of entrepreneurs in Sierra Leone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That is a skill development. We have people that make policies. This is their specialization in policies.
Yes.
So that is why government need to embark in skills development, empowering young people. Because when you empower young people, you empower the mind. So it's very much important that if there are a lot of let me see how many percent of youths we get skills development in this country. When I was watching Japan, I said, what thing? It is a small picking in the land and then carpenter work there. Now, how for fix the country problem? The problem of this country we get in Africa. Now, for who go na classroom, land, what you for can implement, we don't get her.
Just the theory.
Just the theory. What about the practical aspect? We have engineers inside. We have the engineering departments at Valley College.
Yes,
we have the engineering departments at Metimagai and other university also. How many road construction of them people in Ondo? How many problems them will they not solve? So these are the critical questions that is why I told you that I've been in the classroom for 5 years. I was a teacher. So that is why I see the whole scenario of the education, we they miss the point. Oh, they miss. Now we don't begin back on which they see. That is why any social investment they always recommend this minister. David Moina Senge was having good ideas. He came with a lot of ideas. One of the ideas we don't know is skill is very much important. Now tech all with it. Now scratch can be very much expensive. Everybody know that day.
Yes.
When you see 10 PC, they will scratch they get the way they make a scratcher. Instantly we say they didn't they pull up. Now because of their ideas, so it can reduce burden by people then. So you see, and if you watch at the new curriculum when it counts, the ideas
and the skills.
And we watch what's below in the English and maths in the book people then.
Yeah, sure.
You see and say, look we change the whole scenario of this system. Look comes with the new curriculum wherein we get everyday, we get robotic, all of them things now and ideas. It what's in the Western world they try for do now, then train and day we try for follow wherein we don't miss the point. So that is all.
I think, well, this is what I was saying, that no matter no matter who you are, please try to uphold values and skills that are part of you. Because he's saying that's a very brilliant opinion. He's saying that as an engineering student, you can't be that creative or innovative. It's a shame on that particular person. Yeah. You see, but for me, most of the my accomplishments are actually not from my academic background, but from the skills I uphold and I master them personally and then also socially. You understand? So I think we need to uphold this thing. As an engineering student, what is your purpose? You know, these are people I really admire. People in the engineering field, medical field, but then what I experience, like the experience I have with them, I have a lot of them I'm friends with, you understand? The experience I have with them, like what I notice from them, it's really not too good to boast about.
Columns also the label lock, but let's say yeah, the label lock.
Exactly.
And not just the practical, and not just the theory aspect.
And they have the foundation to innovate bold ideas, especially in those two areas, the engineering world and the medical side of parts, which are very key in today's development.
So you guys are saying we should embark on
and even other career fields like teaching, the legal field, business, banking. Even the teachers, they still go through the archaic way of tutoring pupils and students. We are not ready to learn, and now AI is there. You still don't want to embrace the positive side of it. Yeah, you can use AI to explore your ideas, your visions. You see, but we are still not ready to learn and to adapt to them.
Doctor, I think teaching is one of the most valuable skills that anyone can possess. It's one of the most valuable skills to the world.
Yeah, sure.
But not everyone can possess it.
Yeah,
not everyone.
No, but
now the reason why I say this is because we need teachers. Teachers are very important. In fact, I think in this country we are not given the required amount of regard that teachers deserve.
For sure.
You go to other countries like the US, when you are a teacher, when you are a professor, you will be respected. It's a position of respect.
You mean from the high school?
Whether it's in high school or university, but especially professors at in colleges, these are very important too, because these are the people that teach us the things that we come to. If you have a good teacher, it is that teacher that will tell you that yes, I'm going to teach you this as a result of the course that you are pursuing, but then there is another route that you can take, a route involving personal development, a route involving developing skills. you know, I think this is the role. These are the roles of teachers as well. When you have a good teacher, they will be able to tell you that yes, you have to learn what is within your curriculum, but at the same time you have to develop yourself individually or personally, and I will help you do that. So that is why teachers are very important. Of course, all of them are very important, but they're not all of them are the same. When you meet a very good teacher, trust me, it's a blessing. You will be placed on the right trajectory.
I didn't hear to see.
So
Huh?
I didn't hear to see.
Oh well.
So let me just say, now we have different type of education, right? We have the formal education and informal education. So what's the most important in the let me just say the most important one presently in Sierra Leone we are looking at?
The most important and composing one is the formal education from primary, secondary, then university. But there are different other types of education through technical skills.
Yes, technical skills.
You have the vocational skills.
Vocational skills.
We have the day-to-day experience. You learn every day.
Yes.
For me nowadays, I learn most of the knowledge I gain from experiences I observe, and also I read books. And I'm not talking about not only academics book, but extracurricular books that will broaden my idea perspective. You understand? So there are different ways you can get, but the most common and most formal way is the schooling system
that we need to back on presently.
That
we need to back on.
Yeah, exactly.
So which one do you prefer?
Yeah, so honestly, I think that's a
what do you prefer?
That's a very unfair question.
Because
in your own opinion, which one do you prefer?
When you have a child, right?
Yes.
You have a child.
Yes.
And what type of education?
And I want him to go through the formal education.
Well, everyone. I think that's why it's a compulsory. It's a must.
Yes.
Every child to go through that system.
Is it a compulsory? No,
it's a compulsory.
There's two sides of the coin, right? Let me just say.
Yeah.
It's compulsory.
Every child has the right to education.
No, yeah, I know that every child has the right to education.
Yes.
I know that.
No, the formal.
Formal education. Everyone has his own opinion of defining an education.
Yes.
For sure. Me how they define education. Whatever things we they do, a process of
education.
So the compulsory aspect is on formal education, not informal. So the question that you asked between formal and informal education, which one is more important? I don't think that's a fair question at all. If I don't think it will ever be a fair question.
Okay.
The reason for this is because I personally think that both the significance of both should be considered concurrently.
For sure.
Yes, yes.
Now you cannot say formal education is more important than informal education. They are both equally important. You know, so I will not answer you. I refuse to respond to the question that formal or informal education is more important or more significant than the other, because I personally believe that both are equally important. I think it's important that you possess formal education, because in order for you to be considered literate, you have to go through a formal educational system. But at the same time, it is also important that you go through the informal education. Now, informal education, you do not have to be in an institution. Now, for example, let's say you find yourself in the business field. There are certain skills, for example, that you may need to learn. The process of learning that skill is in itself education. You are educating yourself, but not to a formal route. You are not going to university to learn that particular skill, but you are still learning it. You are educating yourself. So that in itself is an aspect or a subsidiary of informal education. Now, of course, we may talk about learning different other skills outside of the business field, but then the bottom line is both are equally important. You cannot consider one to be more important than the other.
Okay, now there was an argument between my auntie and I. He was saying when he educates a girl child, he educates the whole nation. So what is your take on that? If you are in that position.
Now, I don't really understand that expression, but I want to assume that it means now in the home, we usually say that the mother is particularly responsible for taking care of the children, for raising the children. the role of the father principally is to provide for the home. Now, most times the father will not be at home. He will be out there working in order to feed his family. Now, when you view it from that particular context, it resonates with the idea that if you educate a child, if you educate a mother, a child that will eventually become a mother, you have educated the whole world. Because when the mother gives birth to the child, she will be staying with them at home. Aside from sending them to school, but when they come home, they will meet her and they'll get to learn a lot of stuff from that from that particular child that has now become a mother. So, as much as I do not really understand, I mean, in the future,
that child education is very important.
Yes, in the future, I may seek further clarification on that to understand it further. But from what I understand, based on rationale, I think that is the reason why that particular notion is actually pushed. You know, that is how I understand it, and actually I believe I accept the idea that in fact if you educate your child, you've educated. It doesn't mean that it's literal. It's definitely not literal, but then I consider it to be something that is absolutely true.
But she was emphasizing on it. There was a debate. She was emphasizing on it that when you educate a girl child, you educate the whole nation.
Emphasizing on it in what context?
That's when you educate a girl child. When you educate a girl child, educate the whole nation.
Now, if you choose to understand that in the literal sense, you are going to deceive yourself.
No, because
it's going to be very deceptive.
She was trying to defend.
Yes, I would agree 100% with the woman that was defending that particular notion, on the basis that it's not literal. It doesn't mean that if you educate one girl child, automatically you've educated the whole nation. It's rather a symbolic statement. You know, I think that where that particular idea comes from, before now, especially in Africa, education, when it comes to education, the male child used to be prioritized. We used to have homes where you will send the male child to school, and then you have the girl child at home working, doing domestic works. So in order to rearrange that particular mentality, to rearrange that idea, that is where the thought comes from, that you need to educate the girl child as well. In fact, if you educate the girl child, you have educated the whole world. You have educated the whole nation. So it doesn't mean literally that you know. But I don't know if you get the idea.
I think that's a very popular slogan by this girl child activists. I think for no understanding, because when you talk education, normally it's compulsory for everyone, whether you're a boy or girl.
For sure.
But what I want to take is that I think the most important thing is you giving the girl child the opportunity or the platform to do great things. Like, for example, women who are driving, it's not so common thing, right? Whenever I see a lady driving a cab, or I admire that lady, or even the camera operator right now, so it's a beautiful lady. It's something very admirable, you understand? So these are some of the things, because we live in a men's world, right? Men are dominating all over the place. So if you see, if that slogan, I think is related to you giving the girl child a platform to do great things that are comparable to what
the equal opportunity.
So what I want to say, how this idea managed come,
for me, when I did piano and drum, it was written by Gabriel Okara, and we are talking about Western culture, and that is the African culture, wherein he says that I hear a jungle drum in a rhythmic form, that he is in a state of dilemma, that the African culture, the Western culture, which one? For it, now the Western culture, they tell you say, if we give women an equal opportunity or right, for let them go school. You understand? For let them learn, for let them educate. So this whole idea drive come wherein in Africa we see men the more priority, see na them for acquire, na them for go school. You know, that's they tell you the notion of how things they change gradually as people in the go, the mindset. It was in Afghanistan wherein ladies in the strike say they want to go school, they don't have for children house. Because that's most from some Arab states they where you do might not for school, not for
Sure,
educate.
sure.
You know also for day. You understand? So people are having that ideas, but the mentality have started to change because of the Western civilization. The ideas that are coming with that. That is why they say 50-50. Gender equality. Say what man they do, woman also they do. So everybody for the equal opportunity. They make you see them get 30% of quota we are in a parliament. Say women stand for occupy most of this position at least. So you see, so these are the things. Just like we madam right now, they behind the camera. If you're not being given that opportunity for learning land, enough for them behind the camera. If we did in a house, so the idea just come from them things a day. And I believe say we can see a way woman land book, a family, even a man, we get the more prioritized. So man is more prioritized in woman and family they do for everybody. They invest more in that family.
And when you see a lady doing a mechanic job, kind of very admirable, right?
Yeah, for sure.
See?
So you see.
Engineering field, the camera, the technical side of it, very wonderful.
Okay. So what's the difference between education and skills in our school?
Me, I don't think there is much difference because skills, it's also a process of education, right? You educate yourself, gain knowledge, experience, research, observation. So it's still part of the educational process.
Someone will tell you that education is the most wanted things that is very lucrative in our society.
Skills also is a process of education.
Education.
Because it's also not in a knowledge still. Skills are knowledge you gain.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
So I think what you need to understand or maybe recall is the fact that you will not just sit and possess a skill. You have to make certain strides, and in those strides that you make, you are educating yourself with a particular skill. So I think in as much as they are not the same, but they are not hardly distinguishable. I don't know if that makes any sense. But then I 100% resonate with the idea of Dennis that in fact, you know, skills and education, they're hardly distinguishable. Because if you are talking about formal education, now that's a different conversation on its own. But then if you say generally education, the idea of education, then I mean, we can't really tell you what the difference between that and skills.
Yeah, because even in our schools, like subjects like the PhD, home economics, and what's one of them?
Subject.
Mathematics.
Vocational and
no, wait. Mathematics.
You don't forget.
English language. No, I'm bringing out the key subjects. Mathematics, English language, right? PhD, home economics. They teach us about skills. Even though it's not that practical, it's about skills. So it's skills and education, of course, go hand in hand.
So how can you advise our brothers outside there that they should embark on education?
What advice?
Yes. What advice will you give our brothers, our sisters out there that they should embark on education? That education is very important.
Alright. First of all, you need to discover yourself. Please don't say you're an engineer. You know your purpose in that particular field. Because most of us have learned from that. Most of us have learned from that experience. You know, discovering yourself is the first key aspect, and then executing that discovery. What you have, it can be in any field, right? And try to not only the skills, but also possess values that are part of you that you can take anywhere. So that's one advice.
So this new advice, this is a quote from John F. Kennedy. We talk say ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So as every citizen has the right to be educated, and right comes with responsibility. So we advise whatever challenges, difficulties we go through, Lord be persevere and be passionate about whatever things we do, and make myself productive in our society and be valuable in our society. No matter whatever things we engage in, we are positive things. Continue for do consistency. Then are the most powerful thing. No matter the challenges, no matter the difficulties. All of us have challenges, difficulties, but we are human beings. We are bound to overcome all those challenges. Your actions and activities defines you in your community that you are living.
Okay. So we are giving out advice.
Yes, advice
to young people. Alright. So my advice would be to empower yourself. The society, unfortunately for us,
yes,
well, maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it, the society that we find ourselves in is one that is very in fact, throughout the ages, this is the most competitive society. These are the most competitive times. It means that if our fathers, our grandfathers, our great grandfathers back in the days used to do 1 or 2, you have to do 5. You have to do 10. Because the competition is there. So you must empower yourself. And that empowerment should not be focused on a single area. Now, of course, you can go through your formal education, you do your degree, you do your diploma, but then at the same time, you must, and I repeat this again, you must try to learn or develop a skill. Not any skill, a valuable skill. A skill that, with that skill, you'll be able to not only change your life, but then at the same time change the lives of other people in Sierra Leone. And a skill that would be able to develop the country. So yeah, I think empower yourself, and at the same time empower your colleagues and empower Sierra Leone.
Okay, if somebody wants to become a legal man, as you become a barrister, if somebody wants to become a legal man, what do you advise to that individual, please?
If you're in high school, go and read law.
Yes.
And after finishing your law, you'll go to law school and become a lawyer.
What is your advice to that particular individual?
So, yes. I think it's no secret that the legal profession and the route to get into the legal profession is one of the most difficult things that you can ever embark on in your life. Sure. So the advice I'll give you, if that is something you want, you have to be ready to put extra effort into it, because it takes a lot more than you put into a lot of other programs out there. You have to put extra, like at times 5 to the extra, in order to achieve that. So yeah, of course, it is achievable by any individual, but it all depends on how best or how ready you are to put in the required efforts, to put in the required energy, and to put in the required time.
Okay, Mr. Janet, as a public relation officer.
Okay. So like the only advice where I get, just follow you dream and your passion, which you want to become alive, and I hope say you will achieve it. Not to one night, you will achieve everything. And just consistencies, and be always keep you only quality people. Surround yourself with quality people, and will make your life become quality.
Yes, Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
Designer.
Well, if you want to be a successful creative, you must develop this aspect, abstract thinking, vivid imagination, daydreaming, critical thinking, and creativity. That's my advice.
Okay, thank you guys. Of course, viewers, we cannot go without giving regards to thanks to our head of television, Sekou Somalia, our camera operators, Mrs. Favor Conte, digital and fiction mixer, executive producer Sana Taba, producer Antistosan Umi Nyewe, and I am your presenter Umar Eman Sari. Let me say tata.
how to send money overseas using AfriMoney and BNB. Dial *161#. Select option 1. Go to option 6 for overseas money. Press 1 for BNB. You'll see the list of countries you can send to. Enter receiver's full name. Enter the receiver's phone number. Enter the amount you want to send. Enter your PIN to confirm. You will receive an SMS confirming your transaction. Terms and conditions applied.
5 good years. This celebration go be grand. Fumble them. Dofa don 5 years old. And because of that, then Glady get for be big and boku. And to no say, Dofa can make them granny them beauty contest where they can call Miss Old is Gold. Miss Old is Gold Volume 5. Go be na City Hall, Wallace Johnson Street. Saturday, October 11, 2025. And it go begin 4:30 sharp. Come support you, your favorite granny. I say, ticket price now 100 leon ordinary. Patron 300 leon. Don VIP now 1000 leon. The Wantoni organization for the aged, Dofa for short. While all man no say, all age not to sickness. So now that's make you for camp and this Miss Old is Gold Volume 5 and support you, young granny of the year. Dofa, the Wantoni organization for the aged.
3 countries, 1 house, a dream prize that changes everything. Welcome to House of Stars, Season 3. Every move counts. Every glance tells a story. This is no ordinary house. It's a battlefield of ambition. Here, trust is currency, and betrayal is always 1 step away. This season, the stakes are higher. One winner will walk away with a brand new 3-bedroom duplex house, a car, $10,000 US in cash. Audition forms available from now. You can get your audition form at King's Empire Hotel, 81 Lavuma Beach, Godrich. Live show starts 16th November 2025. Play nice or play dirty. Just make sure you're playing to win. They'll compete, they'll clash, and only one will become the star.
Me, for can go na junction for go buy EDSA credit. It want more than
say you want for Gona State. Because the last EDSA credit when me buy na ya asidom where I buy am.
This one hard for believe.
Na true. Dial *363# with QCell and tell me what it say.
It say buy Q Power, get last 3 tokens, register meter and exit.
Easy.
But I no get QCell money.
Now it make it sweet and easy. Just top up your QCell and buy EDSA credit. No mobile money, no problem. It will be one day na salon.
Okay.
Pass with QCell.
Make a try, man.
Hey! Lights don't come!
Yes, use the QCell top up and buy EDSA Light anytime, anytime. Just dial *363# and follow the instructions. Make sure say you register your meter number before you continue.
For more information, dial 111. Terms and conditions apply. QCell, Salon Pride.
It is that time of the year again for the Global Spelling Bee in Dubai and the African Spelling Bee in Zimbabwe in October 2025 and March 2026 respectively. That is why ICBAI Sierra Leone Spelling Bee in collaboration with Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education and other partners, is requesting sponsorship to enable participants to represent Sierra Leone in these two championships, as education remains key to President Bio's Big Five changes. ICBAI remains committed to inclusive and early child education through Spelling Bee. ICBAI Spelling Bee, the Global Award winner 2022-2024, the Best Speaking Program na Salone. For more information, contact us on 079-717762 or 078-186607. Sponsors: NATCA, New Brookfield Hotel, Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, Bank of Sierra Leone, Leon Rock, UTB, UNICEF, Rokel Commercial Bank, Plan International, SLBC, and Sky Radio.
Salon, now we continue. Sweet salon, now we for try for build this country. Salon.
Eh, 5 good years. Ah, this celebration.
Salon man and woman as a me. Let's do is sweet salon for well now we are. I say salon man and woman as a me. Let's do is sweet salon for well now we are. Waiting do is sweet salon for well. Waiting do is sweet salon for well. I say salon man and woman as a me. Waiting do is sweet salon for well now we are. I say salon man and woman as a me. Waiting do is sweet salon for well now we are. Where we get we gold, where we get we diamond, where we get we iron or wife or where we where we get we rutite, where we get we bauxite. This in our water plenty, wife or where we I say salon man and woman as a me. Waiting do we sweet salon for well now we are. I say salon man and woman as a me. Waiting do we sweet salon for well now we are. If petrol day, lights day na the whole country, motorcar they run up and no wife for well pan we. If parents get good pay, pikin go school. If teacher get good pay, on pikin then go land. I say salon man and woman as a me. Waiting do we sweet salon for well now we are. I say salon man and woman as a me. Waiting do we sweet salon for well now we are.
foreign press. Bad things are blown out proportion and spread all around. But the good things of the island they will never mention. They trying their best to stop our progress with bad propaganda. I mean the foreign press. Bad things are blown out proportion and spread all around.
Hello and welcome to the program Inside the Media, live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation television. Inside the Media is a program that strikes conversation, discussions, or interactions around issues making headlines in some of the country's best-selling newspapers, television, as well as radio stations. This is Inside the Media, and I'm Sheku Smiler.
To stop our progress with bad propaganda, I mean the foreign press. Bad things are blown out proportion and spread all around. But the good things of the island they will never mention.
I am back, and the program you're still watching is Inside the Media, live from a broadcasting house, New Englandville in Freetown. Well, Inside the Media selects few newspapers, or major issues discussed or during the course of the week in the country's media, be it radio, television, newspapers, and even the new media, which is the social media. Well, in today's edition of the program Inside of the Media, which is the first and fourth of the month of October 2025, we have 2 months more to the end of this year 2025. Well, it has been a very long journey. Well, thank God that we are here and we are still kicking. I am Sheku Smiler. Well, in today's edition, I have here seasoned journalists and civil rights activists who are here to be part of this conversation. Firstly, let me introduce Tutu Rogers. Tutu Rogers is somebody who wears more than 2 hats, maybe, a civil rights activist, a paralegal, and a media practitioner. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Well, as always, we have a man who doesn't need much introduction. Abraman Kamara is here. Good morning, Abraman. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sheku. He's more than an embodiment. He's everything.
Okay, so
it's the cover.
Yes, we are expecting. Well, by the way, I can see a Koba and Oba here this morning. But then don't forget, you have a big brother in the room. It is the Albert Academy, and today is the foundation day of the Albert Academy, the school I proudly attended. And I'm glad and I'm happy to be an alumnus of the Albert Academy.
It's your day.
Yes, indeed, yes. We don't pretend. We are who we are. We don't pretend. That is what our motto stands for. That is what our motto means.
And with all what you do, in all what you do, your manners make you a man.
No,
without manners, you are not a man.
We are not bogus. We are not bogus. We don't pretend. We are who we are.
No.
So definitely that is just what it is. But then in today's edition, we are going to look at certain stories. I know about the public. It must be of interest to the public. And firstly, I start with the town hall. The town hall in the United States, in Maryland. To be very specific, we are in 10 government ministers. Full ministers. 10 of them were on the panel in Maryland at the town hall. It is a part of the Ministry of Information and Civic Education Civic Day series. We are in 10 ministers of government, cabinet ministers. We are on the line. I can't say far in range because questions were asked. in various sectors of the country. Now, in the first place, let us look at a town hall in Maryland. We are in 10 government ministers, we are on the far range. Abraman, what's your take on this town hall in Maryland?
Thank you very much, Shoko. I'm sure the significance of what we saw in the United States of America, chaired by no less a person, the Chief Minister, is just an extension of what used to happen here back home. All I could say is to get citizens of Sierra Leone out of the country, to get them informed as to what actually is happening in terms of the gains made by this political administration. You recall that all the ministers, they were carefully selected. The likes of Dr. Austin Denby, the likes of the Chief Minister himself, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Alhaji Timothy Keba, the Minister of the Agriculture Minister was there because he was busy going up and down in preparation for the World Food Day. So to me, it's just an extension and strengthening the message of support and creating more visibility to the things done back home, what the government has been able to achieve. The one that came out quite clearly is the immense strides by the energy sector, where as a country we have now the support of Energy 300 that seem to be in place now to address the accompanying challenges in the energy sector. But I'm afraid I saw a publication when we won that particular Energy 300. Somebody in his headline said, to hell with MCC, and now we've got the Energy 300. That's, to me, I would never have done that in the first place. Because what we're doing is just getting ourselves endured to ensure we get as much in terms of what constitutes support to address the energy challenge. The Energy 300 will take us quite so far, but it requires another support to actually see how we can get an overhaul 100% in addressing the energy challenge. And so many things came out. There is this collective solidarity of call to say, Sierra Leoneans, come back home and invest. The Minister of Health, Dr. Austin Denby, are you with me, Sheku?
I am with you.
Dr. Austin Denby made that call, the Minister of Foreign Affairs made that call, and even the civil aviation lady, one of the best disciples of this current administration, all of them made that particular call.
And the Minister of Transport was also there.
The Minister of Transport and Aviation, retired Colonel Fande Toure, he called on Sierra Leoneans to come and invest in, because there is this idea of resuscitating the train, the rail again in the country. So he called on many people to actually see the need for them to come and invest in that sector. And that is one ministry that has made this current political administration so proud, all in support of the tributary institutions they have. Like we consider one of the best in the last 3 years that has won the performance accolade in the ministry is the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority that is being superintended by the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. So it's a welcoming news, but it's just an extension of what I think prevails here, where you have the minister in his daily weekly press conference try to bring assorted assemblage of characters to speak on their varied activities like health, education, you name it, agriculture. So also an opportunity was given to Sierra Leoneans in America to actually ask questions, getting first-hand information. So these are the things, bringing government closer to the people. That is the ideal objective. Bringing government closer to the people, and as well as transmitting government policies, creating more visibility, and a call for them to come back home and invest, because as they say, what this Bosco guy used to say, no place like home.
No, definitely. I think that one was
I wonder
also.
CKC says.
Now the thing is, Maryland. I mean, the venue, Maryland. I think was is the right place for such a meeting.
Yeah, for very obvious reasons.
If you
yeah, you have so many swimming.
Yes, for sure. You know,
just like you have Peckham.
Yeah, in London.
Yeah, sorry,
London.
yeah, in London.
In London.
So you have Maryland. That's a huge clustered community of Sierra Leoneans out there.
You know, it has it has a population that I don't know. I want to say the person who actually chose, Maryland as the venue for what a town hall or what a civic day is
it Chief Minister?
That is a strategic.
He knows the place.
That is
the place. He lives in America for quite a while.
That is strategic thinking.
He knows the place.
Strategic thinking. But then, Tutu, let us talk about this civic day series. In Maryland, wherein we saw 10 government full cabinet ministers, on the firing range. Let me just go through the names quickly. We had the minister of first of all, let us come to the premier. In some other countries, the chief minister is the premier.
Yeah.
We have the premier, the chief minister, the minister of foreign affairs and international cooperation. We who is Timothy Kaba. The chief minister is Dr. David Moynihan Senge. We had the minister of health. Dr. Dembi. We had the Minister of Transport and Aviation, retired Colonel Fande Touré. We had the Minister of Information and Civic Education, General Ba. We had the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Madam Mahoy. We had the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. Alpha Assisi was there. I think I've called all of them.
And also Alpha Assisi, the Minister of Trade.
And the Minister of Trade was also there. So you see the combination. That was why I said 10 government ministers on the firing range on that day. Well, then, do you think the right questions were asked by our brothers and sisters in diaspora, especially in the United States? On governance,
yes.
On national cohesion, on the economy, as the case may be.
Yes, I told the line with Brahman on his submission. You see, the motive behind all this is to showcase, like say, we've got the platform, you cannot come. They were there to tell or show or give confidence to Sierra Leoneans that are there, and maybe another investors that are not Sierra Leoneans. That you've heard so many rumors, so many things about Sierra Leone. Yeah, but this kind of Kaba, this group, coming before you to tell you that yes, we have this kind of platform now that warrants you or give you confidence or give you the assurance that if you come, you'll be guaranteed. You'll be worked with, or government, you have government backing, or you have the space to do whatever that will add to development to Sierra Leone. That's the key. They were there for. And again, to inform Sierra Leoneans that are there, it's a kind of replica activity that they've been doing here. We are in every Tuesday. They have this, the press conference. We are in any minister on board that they called to come and give an account of your weekly, monthly, or whatsoever you've done within that moment, to come and give a kind of statement to the public, and then be questioned to answer as to how we are the
But do you think the right questions were asked? And the right answers were the right answers were given.
I don't have to speak the opinions of others. I want the one.
But no, this is what you are doing here. You are analyzing what happened. Right?
Yes, I'm coming.
And as a civil rights activist, as a journalist, you must have the eyes, the ears, to decide to decipher.
So I want to start there first.
Okay.
Because someone may say, na so I feel for say. Now you tell me what you have for ask. I mean, so let me start from there. They have their bites. I mean, they have their views of what they want to ask. But again, we here will look at questions, the provoking questions that will trigger or give a zeal of mind to the government or speak to the face of the government as to what are the lapses, what are there to do more to ensure that the country move forward. I mean, those are the kind of things we would love to see. We here because.
But let us talk about the initiative itself.
No, it is very.
The initiative itself.
It is very good.
Okay.
It is very good, and good that it is extended to Sierra Leoneans
beyond borders.
Beyond borders, because before this time it has been here. Some see it
but it's not likely to suggest that even our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, our diaspora,
should do same,
also have stake in whatever happens in the country. Now the thing is, if you talk about the remittances, coming to this country from our brothers in the diaspora, it is huge in a way.
Yes.
Members, businesses, yes. Projects, as the case.
And an account must be given for that.
Account must be given for.
Yes.
But the thing is that why is it that the thing is that in fact I'm now hearing, but even that there are talks around about our compatriots in the diaspora be given the opportunity to vote.
Yes, that is one of the things that was mooted up.
Yes.
When the Attorney General,
yes,
Minister of
Justice.
Yes, our man. And I want us to talk on that.
Yeah, the Minister of Justice, Alpha Sese, I think dilated much more on that. He said it depends on some reforms to be amended, and when once they're done with it, I think it will go through the executive and go presented to Parliament to say how that could be done. That is allowing diaspora voting into all of this. That is one key thing that was mooted up.
Yes.
And the crux of the entire discussion evolves around national unity and cohesion, which is key. Now, I'm pretty much aware that His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, while he is on his way exiting governance, one of the things he actually wants to leave as an enriching legacy is to see how he can stitch the unity, that sense of cohesion amongst Sierra Leoneans. For want of better word, then also he left this country in disarray, you understand? So that aspect of national cohesion and unity, was pretty much, floated up and much more discussed in all of these. But I think I'm one proponent that gives the support to actually see our brothers and sisters in the diaspora contribute in terms of voting. Otherwise, you will save them the cost from paying the transportation fare by
to
come and vote after.
No, not to come and vote, to come and register.
To come and register after.
They go, yes, they come
and if there is a runoff, they will have to come.
So all that money, yes.
So you rely on your embassies to actually do all of those things.
Okay, now the thing is,
although it comes with also
now Tutu, the thing is
proper monitoring.
Now the thing is, I want you really to be avoiding those side talks. Talk through the moderator, yeah? Okay, now. So now, the thing is, now if those guys in the diaspora are contributing.
Apologies, sir. That's what Alpha can describe as ticklish.
So yesterday, after I heard that, I decided to go check my lexicon. But I didn't see it.
It's tickling.
It's tickling. I didn't see it.
That's a coinage. For me, that's a coinage.
The last time I cross-checked, there is no word like ticklish. You understand? Because I'm very curious. Whenever somebody says something, a word that is new to me, I always
go and check. Because you have to make use of it.
I consult my lexicon. No, I consult my lexicon, and I will go further to check all the other platforms where learning takes place.
Which of the dictionary do you use?
So they didn't use it.
No, wait, which of the dictionary do you use?
We have so many dictionaries.
You know what I'm saying? No, I said I'll consult my lexicon.
No, I advise you to use a funk and walk
now, dictionary is dictionary. We have the generic name for it. So you didn't know.
But there is segment.
You didn't know where I checked.
Anyway, clinical English funk and walk.
All right. Okay. Now we see our diasporas as contributors to the country's economy, but over the years they've been disenfranchised, especially for those who cannot afford to come here and take part in the electoral process, and some of them are contributing immensely to the country's economy by way of remittances and all the rest of it. Now, but this discussion has started. Everything has to start somewhere. But yes,
it's a process.
No less a person than the legal advisor, the chief legal advisor to government, to the cabinet, has said they are going to look into it because it requires some legal reforms, legal reforms, legal reviews, as the case may be. Now, how do you see this discussion? Do you think it is something that we back home here should actually, bring to the fore, so that it becomes a national debate, it becomes a national discourse?
Oh yes, it is, because there are so many areas to be really, for people to be well educated. This thing started, from the Tusin issue. From the Tusin issue, some said, though I'm a Tusin, citizen, but I have right to my country, which is more than the other thing. So this battle has started long, and this discussions has been on, like saying, we need not to come to Sierra Leone to come and vote. Let us vote through our embassies, so that at the end of the day, the number will just be sent, whatever the voter list will be sent. But there again, it needs a proper. That's why the Attorney General said they will come and see how best they will structure that. It has legal implications. Yes, the legal implication, because so many will claim I'm a black citizen. I'm from Africa. The Africans will include into Sierra Leone automatically to say I'm a Sierra Leonean.
But the thing is, there is a catch here. Now, when it comes to actually becoming a citizen of the United States, for example, the State Department will have something like an orientation in the way where you swap the oath of allegiance. As from today, I'm citizen of the United States of America, and blah 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 blah. You understand? That is you. It is like you are taking an oath.
So now this is a process. It's a process.
So what I'm saying, yes,
with much education.
But let's say, for example, now where you have two countries that you claim to be a citizen of, and it comes to really. Anyways, this is technical. It has to do with.
So you have to deny one for one.
It has to do with. It has to do with loyalty. It has to do with allegiance. Let's say, for example, there's a conflict between these two countries. Which one would you be?
So that's it. So in that you have to see wherein you cry down one for another. Because it has to be of a real legal implication.
You have to renounce one.
That's it.
You have to denounce one.
That's it. For another. Yes. So
in this case, anyways, let us give it to the Attorney General.
Yes. So that's why it was very crafty to say, we'll go back home, look at the legal implications, and whilst you are here, you look at yours too.
Because the thing
if you think you can decide.
But the thing is, there are Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora. Let's say, for example, United States. Who are there? They've been there for years, but they are not citizens of the United States.
That's the area.
Once somebody becomes citizen of the United States, you must have gone through an oath taking. Yes, you have to. The State Department will have to organize an orientation where you go there and declare. Can
you recall a Cameroon issue? One time when they were saying, I'm more Sierra Leonean than America. It doesn't mean that because I'm in America, but let me come home and my citizenship is for Sierra Leone during the time this Tusin issue. So we've had this debate, for quite a long time.
But then until it is,
it has been in a slow pace.
That aspect of our law that talks about dual citizenship, or to say not allowed, to be president, to be a member of parliament.
And when that challenge came from Yonkela,
no, the thing is that it is in our law books. It is there as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
So for it, for those dual citizens to kind of have to given the opportunity to exercise their franchise, you must denounce
one for another.
For another.
Yes. So now, when Yonkela came the last time, I mean that was what they told him.
I'll simply submit to say, let's don't preempt. This is an issue being captured within governance structures, and the Minister of Attorney General, Minister of Justice, will sit and weigh at the present council.
The legal implications around the process.
The key objective is inclusion. It's the need to have them to vote.
As Sierra Leoneans.
Some Sierra Leoneans have been there for umpteen time.
They are not
American
citizens.
Yes, for sure.
So it boils down to who you are, than what you believe.
And it will be easy for them to incorporate.
The only fear and perhaps the real consideration comes on those people appointed in the respective embassies. These are government officials. And for want of better word, they may want to secure the interests of their party first against others. So no electoral commissioner is there.
So we are talking about the structure.
It's about conspiracy.
The structure.
And they are not coming to the area of the structure. So until they have their respective chapters in various in Europe, UK, and Ireland, party chapters.
Yes. And the voting
parts are there and
the
disenfranchise others.
And the thing is that
now, that's the delicacy about all of this.
Let's say, for example, it has now been agreed or accepted that those of our brothers in diaspora, take part in the voting. And that voting is going to take place in an embassy.
In an embassy.
And the person who has that embassy is a politician.
He's a politician.
From the ruling party.
From the ruling party. So you see, so you have to be careful.
So there lies the legal implications for which they will come and see how best it can be structured and monitored. Because that's America, so in monetary aspect.
So which means what I think Tutu is suggesting is that we have returning officers from ECSL here traveling to this country, to conduct those elections.
Well, yes, but these are the returning officers that conducted an election in 2020 and became so challenging.
So, but still they are here. It is ours. So they will go there.
And it's part of a recommendation of the Trump party to reform our electoral laws. So what are you talking about?
So we are talking about Sierra Leone.
No, I mean credible returning officers. Credible returning officers. To travel abroad to these embassies and ensure that.
But at the end of the day, we have our electoral, institution. They are charged with that responsibility. It's just like saying we are there to, put them on their toes to see that, what should be done is done.
No, what I'm saying is that now,
there is no way you push them off. They have that's their capacity.
And in the conduct of those elections, they will definitely need, officers. Electoral.
They must. That will travel
to travel abroad.
In fact, that will create another opportunity for more Sierra Leoneans to be.
If you come and more per diem for.
The other thing, you're talking of a very well-educated population, that are very conscious of what they're doing.
Like in America,
like in the UK.
Well, you have come back to what I said. I said that is America. They know what they will do.
You hardly had a situation where an individual will trample upon their right.
They know that very
conscious. So if they tell you to go vote, they know he's an APC. All of them that are in America and the UK.
No, they know themselves.
All of them, they know themselves.
No, they pass a lot.
Yes.
They know themselves.
They know themselves, and when it comes to rights, own your rights, they know how best they express that.
So in other words, you're suggesting, or you are saying that when it comes to voting, it will be Kojuma.
But that would not, you don't be oblivious of the fact that there will not be, a kind of
fist fight.
No. a representative, as you rightly said. I mean, from Sierra Leone to go and observe. So we have to.
No, I'm saying not about. No. The thing is that let me tell you.
You're not trouble about them, like PL.
Okay, now in this duopoly, the APC and SLPP, these are the parties dominating our political space. They have party structures in those countries. From there,
they have their party executives. They will monitor that. They will know what to do. So that's why I said that's America. That was what I wanted to say.
Okay,
that
now,
in America, they are.
Now, let us come to the the policy hearing 2026 financial year. We've seen various MDAs presenting their budgets. You know, and I know that every year the Ministry of Finance, kind of they have their own ceiling. I mean, I'm very sorry, ceiling to say, okay, for all MDAs, if you have to present your budget, you should not go above this particular ceiling. You have to operate within this ceiling for each ministry, department, and agency. Now we've seen the countries, ports. The Sierra Leone Ports Authority. They have a very ambitious budget, which I think Abraman would like to talk about. Now tell us, the MDAs presenting their budgets, and but with specific reference to the one what has to do with ports, transshipment, ports expansion, as the case may be, as part of what they really intend doing. What do you see around this this budget, especially the one by the Israeli Ports Authority?
Well, just as you rightly said, respective MDs presented their budget for the financial year. And one key thing that for those that monitor the process, I was part of the hearing when the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority presented theirs by their financial management team, and it will surprise you to understand that in as much as they requested, because naturally that's what prevails, they requested for their own ceiling, but they equally committed themselves of depositing to the Consolidated Revenue Fund of a tune of 120 million. And again, just to let you know, Sheikh Sumaila, the Sierra Leone Port Authority under the management of Askia Yankuba Bio in 2024 gave the Sierra Leone government, that is through the Consolidated Revenue Fund, of 400 million. And this 2025, it surpassed that threshold to 700 billion. And what we saw, because we monitored the process, and you used to be part of that monitoring before time. I don't know what got you upset this time around.
Yes, and their representative.
Yeah, it's feeling too big not to be in that process.
No, that is not the case. Actually,
because if one of the financial reporters in this country, it was more of a musical chair. Each and every ministry come, they align their problems, save 3 key institutions. That is the security outfit. The Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, the Sierra Leone Police, and the Sierra Leone Correctional Service. Because those are critical institutions. And the government ought to. It is mandatory for the government to actually invest in those institutions if they are to ensure the safety and security of the nation. So these 2 institutions are very much classic. They presented theirs, and you can't imagine that the financial secretary himself gave accolade to the financial team of the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority that committed themselves. But all of our way come as just musical chair, dictation and spelling. We've not got this.
But now the thing is, Roman, let us talk about
let me not lose sight of what I'm going to conclude. You see, when this one is there is again a challenge of disbursement. You may have your ceiling being gotten by the Minister of Finance, but they will tell you there are competing priorities. So when it comes to disbursing these funds, it's just a question of what comes first and what needed to be addressed, and you give out your items that you want to actually address.
Okay.
So this is what prevails, especially so with the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority. Little wonder that SLPHA for the 2 consecutive years now, 2024-2025, has emerged as the most admirable institution within the Ministry of Transport and Aviation.
Did they present anything that probably has to do with, for example, port expansion?
Yes.
Transshipment.
The transship, yes, that is key. As part of the 2023 reformation, the 2023 Act that reforms the entire SLPHA, one of the things that they want to undertake in 2026 is the expansion of their administrative building. And that is not relied upon government effort, but their own personal endeavor to ensure the expanded transshipment.
But then did they talk anything about dredging? Because for example, we had our ferries, the crossing points of our ferries. There are times they become so choked in a sense that dredging must be done. And if there are delays in dredging, it affects even our vessels. The ferry.
But just to let you know,
okay.
The impression being harbored over time is that the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority has been managed by just one man, the individual responsible, that is Askia Yankubabio. That is not the case. What we have now at the SLPHA is a landlord model, where the SLPHA, by statutory regulation, they are there to actually regulate and supervise. There are other entities that are responsible, like what you call now, like Bolori. At a point, I was there when they expanded, and I was a disciple. I witnessed that event when His Excellency the President commissioned the expansion of the quay. So those tributary entities, they have specific responsibilities, but they are answerable to the leadership.
But the thing is that when it comes to, for example, dredging, I think that falls squarely within the mandate of the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority, especially for overports. For example, the landing sites.
That's the harbour manager that's responsible to oversee the management of all port and harbours.
Yes.
So what we're saying, perhaps that could be a long term. That would be a